This week we're talking about words, all about words. And the term for this is morphology. Morphology is the study of words. I can just tell you now too, be sure that you're cataloging these new vocabulary words because morphology is one of the words you need to know for the Arella test. So here's another one, morpheme. Morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning. And we have two different kinds, a free morpheme and a bound morpheme. Free morpheme is a morpheme that has meaning all by itself. It can stand alone, like tree or car or house. And a bound morpheme is one that has to be connected to another morpheme in order to have meaning. The example given here is un. Un is a bound morpheme. It has to go with a free morpheme, untie. There are two groups of bound morphemes. There's an inflectional and a derivational. Inflectional morphemes are always a suffix. They are always added to the end of words, and they don't change the part of speech. So, example, you can add s to the ending of a noun and create plural, but it doesn't change it away from being a noun, and it doesn't change the part of speech it is. You can add the inflectional ending to verbs, ed or s or ing. It will change the tense, but it still is a verb. You can add the inflectional ending of er or est to an adjective, making sweet into sweeter. These are inflectional morphemes. Inflectional morphemes are always a suffix. The second kind are derivational morphemes. Derivational morphemes change the meaning of words. They might change the part of speech, and they can be a prefix or a suffix. So we can see this first one is a prefix, un, can go to untie, and it is a derivational morpheme because it is changing the meaning. You can have tion, which is a suffix, it comes at the end, and it is changing the meaning and the part of speech. Direct, as in a verb, she directs the traffic, or direct as in an adjective, take the direct route to school. Changing direct into direction, direction now is a noun. The direction is north. We're going to take a moment here and look at a video about affixes.
An affix is a word part that is attached or affixed to a root word. Sometimes an affix comes before a root word or stem, and sometimes it comes after. When it comes before the root word, it is called a prefix. The root word is the main part of a word that gives that word its basic meaning. When you attach a prefix to a root word, you change its meaning. Even if you're unaware of it, you've surely heard one of these in the past. In fact, you just heard a prefix in that sentence. Unaware is a combination of the word aware and the prefix un. Un means reverse or opposite, so adding it to the word aware makes it mean the opposite of aware, or not aware. See how the prefix un changed the meaning of the word? Let's look at some other examples of prefixes you might have heard before. And just like un, they all have meanings that, when added to a root word, will change its meaning. There's re. That means again. So if we add it to a root word like play, we get replay, which means to play again. Or to a root word like organize, and we get reorganize, which means to organize again. Pre is another one. Pre means before. Let's add pre to a couple of words and see what we get. How about school? You go to preschool before you go to school. Pre-school. And how about fix? Add pre to it and you get prefix. And now we know that a prefix is something you attach before your root word. Makes sense, right? Just keep in mind that while the root or stem of a word tells you the basic meaning, a prefix can change everything.
So, after looking at the video and thinking about Freeman and Freeman, truly knowing a word, these 5 areas to know a word. You need to know the phonological. You'd be able to pronounce the word. You need to know the morphological, how affixes can be added to it. You need to know it syntactically. What part of speech is it? That is, where can it be used in a sentence and how can it be used? Semantic, the meaning. This is what we think means the truly knowing a word, but you can see that's only one small piece of it. We do need to know the meaning of a word and related words that it works together with. And finally, the pragmatic meaning. When can you use it? Where can you use it? These are different ideas that we've been studying this week. And these ideas from Freeman and Freeman, along with a Stanford video showing Lorette Peterson, she's demonstrating the vocabulary lesson. I want you to bring these two ideas together and look at and think about her lessons. And do the students in her class really know the words that they were studying? Thinking about these 5 areas of knowing a word. I hope you enjoy the exploration into morphology this week.